everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing? Grab your coffee, maybe some tea. Definitely a snack. And let's get into it. It's maybe not potatoes. Yeah, so there's a few things that I'm going to be talking about and showing you, and then because it leads up to what I really want to talk about, okay? And the first thing, these are emails from community members, okay? And the first email comes from a community member, and she says, "Hi ho from mid-Michigan. I was at my local Wally World 2 weeks ago, and potatoes were $5.97 for a 10-pound bag. Now, last week, same potatoes, $7.97 a bag. Yesterday, I drove an hour north and got 100-pound of potatoes for 40 bucks. I'll be canning and dehydrating potatoes this weekend." I don't blame you. I would have driven that hour too. No kidding. So, hi Bug, what you doing? So, here's something else about potatoes, okay? But this comes from Oregon. Went to Walmart, all right? And the prices for potatoes are up there in price. 10 pounds of potatoes was just over $6. And the other one, just under 10. I did have 5 pounds for $1.98, so I grabbed one of those. I bought the last 12 cans of Great Value diced potatoes for 78 cents each, and they had whole potatoes for the same price. Their brand green beans and peas, 54 cents each. Walmart is out of cornstarch. I went to Fred Meyer, or AKA Kroger, and they had cornstarch for $1.99 in the yellow containers. Fred Meyer had 2 5-pound bags of potatoes left for $2.59. Okay, so this is at Walmart. This is the 10-pound bag. It says $6.27, then $2.59, and then $9.98 for 10-pound bag. Absurd. And this email came in from a community member in Australia. And she said, "Hi again, I just came home from shopping. Everything has increased, as you know. So I'm no longer buying beef roasts because they are now $64. Can you imagine paying $64 for a beef roast?" Yeah. And she said, "But however, the find of the century here at the moment is the local market food hall does take-out roast dinners for $10. So I bought 2. Mom wanted roast. Anyway, they are so big that they make 2. So basically, I got 4 meals for 20 bucks, which include potatoes, pumpkin. I love pumpkin. Not just pumpkin pie. I love pumpkin. Gourds. Oh my God. Cauliflower, cheese, carrots, peas, all cooked with gravy. Score. Yes, you did. You scored. So, talking about prices going up, right? Listen to this. So, I'm sure you've been on Amazon lately, or any website where you go and you pay for something, right? Have you noticed that there is now an option to pay in full now, or make 3 payments, yada, 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 right? And I've been noticing that a lot lately, and it's not just for big ticket items either. And I'm like, what's going on here? And it's for, individual items. Like if you wanted to buy this item, you can pay the $48 in full, or you can make 3 monthly installments of da-da-da. Okay, so that's called like the buy now pay later. Like those what are those car dealerships, like the buy here, pay here's, you know what I mean? That's what it's kind of like reminding me of, you know? And because this option that you often see now at checkout on these, on whatever website that you're going to when making online purchases, is more popular than ever before, thanks to the failing economy. And as prices rise, hyperinflation is rearing its ugly head. Okay, increasingly more consumers are opting for these short-term loans when eating out, just making purchases at the grocery store, online, whatever. Okay, and as wages are stagnant, okay, and the economy, it moves into a recession, possibly a depression. Regardless, it matters on like who you talk to. Some will say, yeah, we're in a recession. Some say, yeah, we're in a depression. It really all depends on who you talk to, their way of looking at things, because people look at, you know, at the same thing in different ways. So someone could, 2 different people, 3 different people, 4 different people can look at the same thing and say, nope, we're in a recession. And the other 2 will say, nope, we're in a depression. You know what I mean? So it really all depends on how you look at it, right? And so, you know, one of the biggest players in the short-term loan industry have skyrocketed in popularity, okay? And it's called Zip. I've never heard of this thing before until now, but yeah, it's called Zip, okay? And it's more like a scheme. It really is. And Zip says that business is up 95% this year for people buying groceries. Restaurant bills are up a whopping 64%. Can you imagine going to a restaurant, fancy restaurant, not having all the money up front to pay your bill, and say, no, I'll make monthly installments. It's so much easier. No. You're going to put that tip on a monthly bill too? Come on. This is ridiculous. If you can't afford to go out to eat initially, if you don't have money in hand, you don't need to be going out to eat. It's ridiculous. Stay home, cook. That's it. So, and the Zip service, right? They service major retailers like Costco, DoorDash, Safeway, Starbucks even. So users can pay for groceries or almost in fall, so pumpkin spice latte, right? Which is 25% down. And the remaining 75% gets split up into 4 payments over the next 6 weeks. Yeah. So has anybody here used this service? Because I personally have not. You know what I mean? I'm that person, if I don't have the money to buy something that I really want, I obviously don't want it or need it that bad. You know what I mean? If I don't have cash in hand or whatever, I do not need it that bad. I can go without. So now these things like Zip, okay, they're usually at no interest, okay, and a customer can opt for something called BNPL and spread out their payments over time, like weeks, months, okay, and it can be an attractive offer for people who live like paycheck to paycheck and feel like they can use the extra help. But buying food and consumer goods using this BNPL is also very easy, and it's taking about as much time as entering your credit card, your debit card number at the checkout screen. Okay, and the problem is that many people who use this BNPL do not plan ahead. Okay, and they end up falling behind on their payments, even for relatively small sized purchases. Okay, so Credit Karma, I'm sure you've heard of Credit Karma, okay? They are a third-party credit agency type thing, okay? I was actually taught, listen to this, okay? I was actually told by my mortgage company, which is Wells Fargo, I was told not to rely or even listen to what Credit Karma has to say, because they do not keep up with people's, how do I put this, information like they should. So yeah, because I'll never forget, I went through Credit Karma, this was, oh my gosh, I want to say 5-6 years ago, and I mean, it might have changed by now, I don't know, but I went through Credit Karma, right? And you know me, I've said this I don't know how many times, I have everything automatic withdrawal, right? My mortgage, everything. And I went on Credit Karma, and Credit Karma said that I was behind on my mortgage by 3 months. And I'm like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. So I called Wells Fargo, and I'm like, this is what Credit Karma just said. And they said, yeah, no, don't listen to Credit Karma because they're a third-party affiliate, and they do not keep up with people's credit and things like that like they should. They claim that they do, but they don't. So, yeah. But that was like 5 years ago. But I don't know if they've changed by now or what, but yeah. So anyway, so Credit Karma said about 1/3 of all these BNPLs and the users end up falling behind on at least one payment. So nearly 75%, or roughly 3 out of 4 people or users, if you want to say that, also end up taking a hit to their credit score by using these services. So it's just better off, honestly, if you can't afford it right then and there, you don't need it. But that's just how I live my life, So, and many of these service providers, they charge late fees, meaning a simple purchase can quickly become expensive if payments are not made on time, So while it's unlikely that a BNPL service will ever replace like credit cards or anything like that, which can also get people into a lot of trouble, they certainly have allure, it's attractive to a lot of people, especially if you're on a budget and things like that, or, you do live paycheck to paycheck, or you get paid every 2 weeks, not every week, or I know a lot of people who get paid once a month. So, it all depends, but especially during times like what we're living through right now, to help people get through the tough times, a lot of people, they'll find this attractive to purchase groceries. So with prices going through the roof on pretty much everything, between food and your water bill, everything's just going up. This BNPL could become, someone's saving grace, right, for making ends meet. And however, if you don't pay that bill, keep it in the back of your head that debt bubble is going to go pop. And it's only going to become that much greater in the end. It's only going to get worse for you. So be careful when borrowing money just to live. Don't rob Peter to pay Paul. You know what I mean? And if you can't survive now, at this second, what makes you think that the future will be any better? You know what I mean? Don't rob Peter to pay Paul. That's what I'm saying. Don't do that. Don't do that. So, and the bank, they want their money. They want it back. They want it now. They don't want to hear an excuse. They don't care. They don't want to hear, I don't get paid until they don't. Hey, you signed that agreement. You clicked, I am not a robot. Let's go. So, and this is all on purpose. It's all by design. You know this. The world is not turning upside down by pure coincidence. It's not. On another note, with the way things are going, it's only a matter of time before alliances, will have to be made into communities in order to control the zombies. And you know what I'm referring to when I say the zombies. Okay, so referring to those who max themselves out and end up with unsolvable problems that result in widespread chaos and societal breakdowns. And I mean, as the current world order crumbles to dust, okay, you got to keep up with everything that's got that one saying that we always say: head on a swivel, know what's going on, know your surroundings, know who's around you, right? You got to keep up with everything that's going on. You got to. So, all right, guys, I'm out of here. I love you. I'll see you in the next one. You stay safe, you stay positive, you keep prepping, and as always, fearless.